D&D. Boom. That's not the right screen. That is not the right screen at all. Oh, no, can't show that. There we go. Boom. Okay. Now we're on the right screen. And, I fixed the mic cutout issue that I had last week that I unfortunately did not discover until halfway through the session and post session. Yeah, something like that. But we should be good now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. Last we had left off, our wonderful party of adventurers had made their way to the city of Melagast, had managed to secure tickets through some lawful means to a ball that one Van Bloom was hosting. They managed to get in and participated in the festivities, of which there were unfortunately not many, considering Van Bloom got stabbed relatively early on in the night. They managed to save one Arthur Van Bloom, and he essentially dealt the winning hand against the rest of the vampires that had attacked him. All of you rested, woke up the morning after to speak with him, and some revelations were had, at the very least. Along the way, before you had returned to rest within his abode, you had gone to explore that little alcove of which Vestel had found, and discovered a few very interesting things in regards to the vampires. One, that it seems that the founders of Vestel's little group wasn't always doing it for the right reasons. And two, that Vestel was someone they had discovered and had potentially stored a weapon against, of which we had seen both Varus and Vestel go up in flames for various different reasons. The morning after, a conversation and some answers were found from one Sir Arthur Van Bloom, as all of you stood there staring at the beautiful sunrise that arose in the far distance. Yeah. One moment. Yeah, but sorry. Yeah, as all of you kind of stand there in the relatively early morning sun, you see Van Bloom kind of staring over the actual city itself. In the far distance, you can see the beautiful rolling hills and plains of the northern west. The grounds themselves kind of relatively plain, but you should see various pockets of activity throughout the locations here and there. In the far distance, the clouds of the Tri-Point can be seen, covering up the entirety of the area. Almost a terrifying accumulation of these dark clouds, which seem to spew red underneath. It's either that or it's a trickle of light in the morning sun. Though you, your group, would know better. As he kind of processes some of the information that all of you have one, given him, and two, that he's given you, he brushes himself off and looks off into the distance. Now, a question for all of you. As you stand here at the precipice, on the edge of a beautiful city, top of one of the best views in Melagast, I'd say, what do you see? He kind of turns around to the group. Do you see my castle? Do you see the lands spread out above us, or below us? It's true. It's the only reason I maintained my lordship, is that these people, lost as they may be, confused as they may be sometimes, my folk, you take care of me and I take care of you. But there are those who conspire to make it not so, to unravel the very fabrics of everything we've built. For now, that's okay. Funny, isn't it? What about the rest of you? Not just Darcy. What about the rest? Of the sky. It's true. You reach up here, and you can almost grasp it. It feels as if it's just within your fingertips. As he raises his hand, you can see him kind of like make a fist. Mr. Side reaches him. Why do you say that the sky embraces them? The sun is a different thing to the sky. But I see your point. Well, I won't trouble the rest of you with giving me an answer if you don't want to. So, I'll let you to your business. Come see me after you're done with your dragon business, huh? Oh, shit, you're right. Here. Come with me. You can kill two birds with one stone. He kind of leads all of you within the building itself, taking a set of stairs downwards. Though it does seem to kind of go below where you had seen the bottom layer of this mansion be. And you can see that the foundations of the stone and kind of brick begins to slowly erode and change into more natural stones. And you can only guesstimate that you're probably within the actual mountain of which his home was built upon. And as you descend, it's not too far, maybe 3-4 minutes of a walk before the stairs end, and before you stretches out, honestly, a really small dungeon. There really isn't much to see. There's maybe 6 cells, all kind of just lining up, facing the center of this kind of circular room. And you see only one person within these cells. The other 5 are completely devoid of any living people, and their cage doors remain open. You see, bound with shackles, of which you see there are various runes inscribed upon it, is one Lady Estelle. Though, even in her kind of battered and injured form, she is still somehow exuding this grace and beauty that doesn't seem natural. And as soon as all of you approach, I need all of you to give me a charisma saving throw. Ooh. No! It is not a charm effect. Oh no. Well, Darcy and Veyron are the only two who succeed. And as all six of you kind of walk up and into this area, Artemis, Lyra, Varus, and Vestel, all four of you begin to feel extremely lethargic. And your brain, kind of, your thinking turns to mush. Nothing really makes sense, and your eyes are half closed, and some of you even start like drooling on yourselves. But Veyron, Darcy, you're perfectly fine. You can feel that some sort of a field effect has taken place, and you realize, oh, there's probably some sort of weird magic going on here. You don't know what it is, but it's not affecting you until you look at your companions and you realize that two of them are drooling on it themselves. Well, two of them are drooling on themselves. The other two are just looking. Yeah. Oh, yes. Sorry. I forgot to mention that. There's not really much I can do for them without dispelling the entire field itself. It exists over the entirety of the dungeon. They'll recover. They'll have another chance to recover in about an hour. Unless you pull them out and pull them back in, which might hurt their brains a little bit. But they'll... It's your choice. They'll probably be fine after, like, being pulled out and in once or twice. But anything more than that, I can't guarantee that they're... Yeah, you basically guide like a pseudo, you're like... Artemis, Lyra, Varus, and Vestel, you guys got pushed out of the field and then brought back in. You do not suffer any negative consequences for the second time you come in, and all of you can give me a charisma save. You have a -1 to it. Oh no. One more Varus. Oh no. Well, unfortunately, as you kind of drag them out, their vision clears, their brain fog disappears, and you're like, okay, alright. You steel yourselves in an attempt to walk back into the field before Artemis just kind of walks in. He's like, oh, and he just sits down on the ground. Yeah. Lyra and Vestel, they walk in and both of them just like immediately fall forward. You catch them to prevent them hitting their faces on the ground, but they're like not doing well. Let's just say that. And Varus is okay. He walks in, he looks around for a second before he just sits down in his. No, not always though. Specifically, mental fortitude. In regards to, resistance to certain spells, I've tuned it so it actually affects something else. Normally, it would be, the mental fortitude of a person that would be able to resist it. But quite a few people who are very mentally fortitude. So it's probably not, but it's fun to say, and you understood my meaning. So, let's talk to her. You can see that she's like currently sitting just with like the legs swept off to the side, leaning against against the wall, glaring at the three of you as you approach. No. Well, she is. She's lethargic. She's thinking a little less clearly. And it's mainly to prevent people from getting out. So I think she's okay. Fuck you. You hear from her. Yeah, I think she's fine. So, if the two of you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to step back for a bit while I go and find the key to your location. Don't let her out. If you let her out, I'm keeping all of the rest of you in here for the rest of time. And he walks away. You are still conscious. You can still think, and you could probably get a few words out, but it's very difficult. It's kind of like, I don't know if any of you have been put under for like a wisdom tooth extraction or like a surgery, and you're just waking up and the anesthesia hasn't like completely worn off, so you're just kind of like, oh yeah, but it's perpetual, at least for now. So you can still talk, just not very clearly in your right mind. Yeah, unfortunately, as you look at Lyra and Vestel, they're both kind of like sitting back to back. One's head is on the other's shoulder, and the other is like leaning against the wall, and both of them are like, oh. She just glares at you, doesn't even say anything. Did you really come down here just to awkwardly stare at me? You could both waste less time and either just leave, or, alternatively, you kill yourselves. Oh, boo-hoo. She just kind of looks at you. No. No, I'm from the moons. Are you stupid? Or was it? Or was it? She just got shrugs. All of them, given enough time. It'd still rip your throat out if you got close enough. You wanna try? You're stupid enough that it might have worked. No, I'm actually a mindless puppet that was created by Van Gogh just to kill himself. It really wasn't very nice to meet you. What are you going to do? Kill me back? Oh, good. Maybe if I was dead, I wouldn't have to listen to either of you. Just kind of rattles her chains and kind of moves her fingernails. Alright, so what are the two of you doing? Do you want to talk to her further, or do you want to try and drag your companions out of the field? Hey. But yeah. 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 You kind of pick them up, move them out of the zone relatively easily with no issues. Artemis, Lyre of Estelle and Varus, your minds come back to you, though you kind of feel like you're a little bit nauseous. Just a little bit. Maybe next time you walk in, your entire brain matter will fall out of your ears. I'd like to see that.
You're constantly dragging me into horrifying situations.
You've occasionally, go mad and start attacking us. This is a two-way street, my guy.
I'm not discounting my attribution to this.
You're right where you belong, Darcy.
And that scares me.
Yeah.
It has not. It's not been a single day where that fact has not scared me. Reminds me, I need to write to my sister and let her know what the hell is going on. She might just burn the letter, but at least I tried.
Don't forget to ask what she's from.
Okay, I'm not even the one that asked that.
Somehow the clown feels very appropriate. But Yeah.
What do you think, Mr. Blade of Speed? Want to try to rush over there and ask her a question before your brain melts?
I feel like if I go back in there, like I'm already not the most intelligent individual, and I feel like going back in there is just gonna only set me back about another 20 years.
Well, that or your next health potion.
Why don't we come up with some questions? You go back in there, she doesn't talk. Take that thing we found in the hideout and make her talk.
No,
if we have to get closer to her, she'll rip our throats out. She's already said as much. And
Isn't she in shackles?
Yeah, she's got manacles both on her hands and her feet. And there's one around her waist.
To get closer to her, we would need to open the cell door, and I don't want to do that. On the grounds that we might fuck it up.
Well, it's not that we have to get that close. I mean, if we just get up to the door, if she tries to make do on that promise, whoever has the item can just step up and, push it against her.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when it touched you two, Vestel and Varus, it did hurt, right? I would imagine it hurt decently well.
Yes, it's almost like we got caught on fire.
I am not okay forcibly interrogating her with violence.
Neither am I, really.
That's a whole nother issue there.
Oh my god.
Well,
so wait.
If I could keep my mind, I would absolutely go in there and do it myself. Except I can't hold the thing.
Oh yeah, true.
Same.
I mean, if we want to give it another try, odds be damned and minds be damned, I'll go back in there with the artifact and, see.
I feel like you should take care of your mind a bit more. You only got one of it.
Well,
he's been a clam before, it's okay.
Yeah, I've seen things.
What does the world look like when you're a clam?
Very, very big. Very loud. Honestly, it's probably the only time that I've gotten proper silence outside of when we stepped into that silent zone earlier. And I was also scared. I've never felt that before. It's a little concerning.
Well, it's a big word for a little bivalve, isn't it?
But yes, questions for her. What do we have in mind? Aside from where she comes from, obviously.
We still don't know where she's from. Is she from the moon? Who knows? Maybe she is.
No!
But yes, Estelle, do you have any questions regarding her, origin?
I mean, yeah, I'd love to know what we said earlier, what she has to do, why she's, why was she here, why she tried to attack Van Bloom. I guess if we ask about the Cadrets, it doesn't have to relate to me. I don't have to tell her that who I am. Also, she spoke a language at the ball. She commanded the other vampires. I heard that language before. It was that guy that we interrogated. Where was it? It was in a warehouse.
Yeah, no.
Over in Umber, you mean?
I think that was it. I think it was the same language that none of you understand, but I do.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
we did. Interesting.
I want to know what that is.
I will say, I've never got to do this since we've been together, but I do have a way where I can channel my blades and fortify our minds for a bit.
All of us?
All but one. Yeah, all but one, yeah.
Darcy and Varun, you two would know that you are actually immune to that now, so... At least, for now.
And Pilgrim says so.
But, yeah, so, if you have any other questions, those are all decent questions. Does anyone else have any?
Not really.
If not, I mean, at the very least, Varus, you're good at reading people, aren't you?
Yes, that would inquire that I would have to go in there.
Yeah, naturally, not, having your mind turn the mush. Trust me, I feel that. But yeah, no, I mean, if you want to go ahead and ask questions or whatever, Vestel, I can give this a try and see if that'll at least maybe assist us in waltzing in there.
I'd love to. Do you think that? I mean, how bad do you think it's gonna be next time we walk in there?
What? As in, like,
say
resisting
this. Say this thing that you can do doesn't work. It can't be that bad, right?
I mean, I would think so.
I'll help fortify your guys' mind too.
I mean, I'm already dumb. I'll admit it. It's not like it's gonna take much of a toll on me if it, makes me any more dumber.
I would prefer not to become stupider, but if it comes to something, I suppose it's not too bad.
Well, I mean, no time like the present. Just in case, Estelle, just in case this doesn't affect you as well and you get, zombified again for a short time. What questions did you say are like your main, I guess, burning questions? That way, whoever else makes it in can potentially ask.
Definitely, I want to know if she has ties to the Kadriths, why vampires are popping up and attacking, and what that language was.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep that in mind.
Do the four of you
And-
attempt to enter the zone again?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and... Sorry, I was writing down her questions just so I don't forget. Because my memory bad. I'm gonna go ahead and activate. I've never used this. I would imagine it works here. But obviously in character, I'm not too sure. I'm just gonna use my Channel Divinity, Watcher's Will, which will give us all advantage on all Int, Wisdom, and Charisma saves.
Ooh, okay.
For 1 minute. So it only lasts a minute, but I assume that we walk in, make the save and hope.
Okay, so all of you have advantage on the saving throws. You attack.
Oh, Jesus.
You guys, I'll bless you guys 2nd level.
Oh, okay, so all four of you get
good.
blessed as well. Oh!
Oh boy.
Oh!
Oh, Andrew, what you got?
Oh no, no,
This is
no,
going
no.
great, guys.
This is embarrassing.
This is
Beautiful.
great.
I don't think I even need to roll the d4.
Oh, let's go.
Okay.
Finally. How did Andy do with the bless?
That is Andy's bless. He's with a 15. 15 still fails.
Yeah, it'd be 15.
Oh, god damn it.
A 4.
Wow.
Unfortunately, also still fails. An 18. Unfortunately, also still fails.
Okay.
There's no way for me to make this save then.
Everyone got
The
stupid.
DC is below 20.
Okay.
So it's at
19.
19. I would have to roll a 19.
So Lyra,
There was no way. These chances were awful for me.
Did Lyra want to step back in, or did she want to just stay in this
Nah,
position?
she's.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So, for the three of you who stepped back in and failed,
Vestel just falls. Vestel just fucking face plants again.
God, this is so
all three of
upsetting.
you take 5 points of psychic damage, and are also now incapacitated.
So they're actually just brain dead for a bit.
It could be worse. It could be worse.
Lyra, you
Hi.
watch as Varus, Vestel, and Artemis confidently take a first step into the zone, and almost immediately all three of them collapse, and you're like, yep, I'm not going in there.
Kind of just watches and just chuckles a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right, so
Okay. Okay.
Lyra, you're the one who has to get them to some place where they're not going to hurt themselves.
Yeah, we'll push them back out. And...
Yeah, no, easily. As the three of them get dragged out, you have a very, very harsh headache, and you could feel some of your lunch, or your breakfast, sorry, beginning to come back up. But otherwise, you're fine. It's just a really bad headache.
Okay, now it's
I'm-
time to just wait
I'm-
for Rambler.
I'm really glad that my charisma is also my stat that I use to make attacks with. Because if it wasn't, I'd be fucked.
Alright, you know,
So
this whole thing has been absolutely wonderful. I'm leaving.
This
Can
is
I
good.
walk
Don't you guys-
away?
Don't you guys want to try
I'll
again?
find it. I'll find a good item for you, though.
It'll work
I-
next time.
Doubt
I mean,
there is one.
It's still within the
You never
minute
know.
of Bless and the...
You know, Lyra, what they
I'm not
say
going
about,
in there again.
You know what they say about 90% of gamblers, Lyra?
Oh
They quit
no.
before they hit it big.
Yep. You know,
Yeah,
I'm already not feeling too well. I didn't sleep too good last night.
Lyra, please, they don't want to use that amulet, that emblem on her. Would you do it?
Her
The thing is, Lyra's odds are just as bad as mine.
But we have one more shot.
She also needs to roll a 19.
The spell Bless and the advantage gained from the blade is waning. You have your last chance.
You know, might as well just say fuck it, Lyra, and go in and see. If not, one of them can pull you out.
You know what? YOLO. Why not?
Yeah, just go.
Lyra,
God
as you
damn
take
it.
a step in, give
God
me a
damn it.
charisma saving throw. You have advantage and a d4.
Let's go, Lyra.
Let's go.
Yeah!
You don't need to roll the d4.
Damn.
The rest of you watch as Lyra walks in. She stumbles for a little bit as it almost looks like she trips before she catches herself on the edge of one of the tables that are at the entrance, and she just picks herself back up. Seems fine.
Are you fucking serious?
Nope.
Give the thumbs
I
up
am-
for looking back.
Fucking ass. That is ridiculous.
Okay, Lyra. On a scale of 1 to 10, how okay are you with using this artifact against that creature in there?
I feel completely fine. I can use it against her.
Well, I was more meaning like the moral standpoint.
The ethical.
Yeah, the ethics department there.
Well, she's not gonna be completely dying, right?
No, and she
He's going to be
led
getting set
people
on
to
fire
kill
by
other
something
people.
that is
I'll-
the exact antithesis.
I'll close my eyes. I'll close my eyes and do it. How
That
about
doesn't change the fact that's still happening.
I think.
Okay, I
if-
think the idea of a torture session should have been completely thrown out when it was me and Veyroon as the only ones able to talk to her, and adding
Why?
Lyra into the mix doesn't change anything.
I'm pretty sure
Why
the
the
three
only
people
one-
that can't go in there are the people that would do it.
Why are the only
Exactly.
ones with morals able to go in? This is ridiculous.
I mean, I have
Typical
morals,
bullshit.
just, not against people who massacre innocents, not the
Listen,
24 hours
she's
ago.
not a person. She's
Oh.
undead.
Yeah, there is that, I suppose.
The problem is that she looks like a person.
Don't think of it that way.
She led
What?
people here to kill Van Bloom.
She almost
Yeah, but they killed other
succeeded.
people.
But
You know,
it's different.
if
We won. She's incapacitated.
it's any
She's
consolation,
still a very evil person.
And she has answers that can help us help other people.
yes, I mean, honestly, and this is gonna sound awful, but when it comes to, humanoids that are actively trying to kill you or are just a threat, it is better to, and again, you're gonna have to just bear with me here, when you're looking at them in combat, it's best to just nullify any semblance of them being humanoid and treat them as a target.
You have
That sounds
That's
incredibly
horrible.
sociopathic.
you have killed people before.
Yeah, it doesn't mean as soon as they attack us, they're dead for sure. I know when to stop if I need to stop.
You
I can't look at them as-
literally killed people before.
Of course I've killed people, but
Then
that doesn't
where are
mean
you
I
controlled
kill
to
a
stop?
piece of meat. I pay them respects. I bury their bodies. I give them prayers. They're not just pieces of meat to slash.
The vampire
Those
you
people are also
buried.
trying to kill us. This person is chained to a wall.
This person killed people.
I don't know how you can be nearly triple my age, Veyron, like biologically speaking, and be this naive. Lyra, take this. I tossed the artifact to her.
Yeah?
I catch it.
You're gonna be
That's
the
right.
only one in there at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, give me a dex check.
Does she have
DC
advantage on
The
it?
DC is very, very low.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Is it?
Fellas, I think we just come back next.
Well, I had
Do I
set
still
very,
have
very
the
low
bless?
as like an 8, so you're good.
Lyra, you're going to be the only one in there. Obviously, myself, Vestel, and Varus are incapable of going through there, apparently. Our minds are just not up to it. You are
It's true.
clearly the pinnacle of mental fortitude. That hurts to say. But,
That's a lot coming from there.
Lara's is taken aback. What do you mean by that?
well, not in the intelligence department, just, you're not exactly one to, I guess, go on big speeches or, like, inspiring statements is all. But,
And all of you leave, so I don't have to listen to your rabbling.
ah shit, she can
Let's
do
get
this.
Lyra
Yeah.
just yells
It's
back.
like-
This whole time.
It's fine, it's fine.
Lyra just
Lyra,
yells back.
just-
Just give us 5 more minutes. I'll be
Just
with you
stab
shortly.
me with the fucking artifact, please!
Lyra, just go in there,
See,
keep your
she's
distance.
asking for it.
Well, I don't know if we want to kill her without Van Bloom's supervision. But regardless, just speak with her. I guess just ask the questions that Vestel said. See what you can glean off of her body language and how she says. And maybe even, I don't know, brandish the artifact and see if you can tell if she recognizes it. I would honestly love to be in there with you, but unfortunately, again, my mind's just simply not on par with yours. So good luck, don't get yourself killed. If you do, well, we can't get the artifact.
I guess that's
Hopefully
the
it might be for
downside
the
to
best.
dying.
Well, we can't get the artifact, can't get you.
It's not
it'll
like
be
you can.
unfortunate.
It's also no. How deep is the cell?
It's not that deep. It's like 10 feet by 10 feet.
So she's
It's a
far
very
enough away
small
that you
cell.
can't. It's far enough away that you can't just poke her with it, either.
Yeah. She could just
I don't know
like,
if you were to run
shrink-
up to him, but
Yeah, she could shrink herself back up to the back, and she would be out of reach.
Attach it
that
to
was
a
my
stick.
main that was my main purpose of having it, was if she did actually try and do anything, just like power of Christ compels you and whatnot. But
don't-
Godspeed, Lyra, we'll be right here.
And who the hell is Christ?
Don't worry about it.
He's just
Wait,
a
so-
really chill guy.
What were the questions again? I didn't write them down.
It was it was what if
Can I
if
leave
any.
before all of you get yourselves killed?
Yes, you're free to go, I guess. What, if any, are their ties to the Cadrith? Why are vampires suddenly popping up all over the place? And what was the language she was speaking are the main 3 that Vestel was concerned about. And then whatever else
You
you
know,
might have that come up to
You
mind.
could also ask her what the plan was after she killed Van Bloom. Because clearly there was a plan.
Again, however good you are at improv, go in there and ask away. You have the item, the 4 is yours. The rest of us are but mere shadows in your presence.
Could you be actual shadows, please?
No,
Always am.
Lyra kind of just
I don't like her.
Lyra just gives a salute and just walks in there.
Yeah, she just looks at you. Are you holding the artifact?
Kind of just have it behind my back. Just not trying to show it, but not exactly hiding that she's hiding something.
She just looks at you and is like, just the most annoyed / bored face that she is possible, is possible to make.
It's like that fucking Dumb and Dumber thing. Hey, you want to hear the most annoying
Yeah, the most annoying
sound?
sound.
Oh.
Okay. So with these not really good at these interrogations or getting people to talk, so no, I'm just gonna be real with you
Honey,
here.
I'll save you some time. The answer is I'm not going to give you the answers, and even if you threaten to kill me, which honestly would be a mercy at this point, I would take it. So kill me, please. She literally steps up to the bars. Please, stab me. It would save me from all this torture.
When she does that, Lyra would like to
Just poke her with the artifact.
grab the artifact and just touch her. Just have to be skin to skin contact. I forget.
From what you've seen with Vestel and Lars?
Yeah, just
Yeah. I would like
slap her on the
to.
face.
Yeah, I would like to grab her arm and then just try to get the artifact on her.
Okay, there is zero resistance. You place the artifact on her skin, and immediately she bursts into flames, and you can see that 1, she is not screaming, and 2, she just sits down. And within 30 seconds, all that's left is a charred corpse.
Okay
Does the
then.
burning go away after a little bit?
No. She made no
Like the one-
attempt to take it out.
It was like a light tap. It was. Oh. Okay.
Okay, there's another reason I didn't want to use the bloody thing.
As you hear from
Oh.
behind you, I don't usually treat my prisoners like that.
And then Lyra's like, I didn't mean to. I didn't know this was gonna happen. She's just like hyperventilating. It's not my fault. They told me to do it.
Okay, tell me what happened. Tell me what happened, please.
I just touched her with this artifact and she burst into flames and burned. I swear it wasn't my idea. It was theirs.
For future reference, Miss Gray, when you're attempting to negotiate with someone, you don't usually give them the capability of killing themselves.
I thought it would just be like a light burn, like putting your hand in the fire for a second.
Didn't you say that it set your friends on fire?
Yes, but I thought a light tap would do something different, maybe. I don't know.
They lightly
I'm-
tapped it, right? He turns towards you, Vars and Vestel.
Well, I full held it, but
Yeah, both of you.
I mean,
still set on
the
fire.
stealth type did. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I just tapped it lightly, and it still hurt.
Well, I mean, I don't think she's gonna tell us anything, anyways, guys. It was a lost cause.
Honestly, I'm just gonna say it. I'm a little disappointed. I thought she'd be able to withstand more than that.
She wasn't going to want to! She is captured in enemy territory by a demigod! He can do worse things than we can! That actually get answers!
Why didn't we just let him do it?
I don't know!
Well,
Ask them!
originally the plan
Bring
was
it everybody outside of the dum-dum field!
Originally, the plan was to not use it on her, but threaten to use it on her.
You knew fully well
She was
what
literally begging for it. I don't see how.
You don't do it!
You could have asked her at least one question first.
If someone is begging to die and they are captured, you do not grant them that mercy.
Maybe we can find another vampire and we can.
Maybe next time listen to the people who are against torture!
You didn't even torture her, you just killed her. There was no torture
I was
involved.
going to say, there is a distinct difference.
You wanted to torture her! We wanted to not involve the artifact whatsoever!
Again, the artifact was mainly supposed to be used as a we can do this if things get bad.
she wasn't fearing death anyways. I think like the artifact wouldn't have done anything.
Well, yes,
You
but I
could have
mean,
use that negotiation chip to get her to answer questions if we promise to use it on her.
Well,
Then she would have just sat down and not said anything.
It was a tough nut to
She
crack.
didn't want to give us any answers. She had no reason to do anything that would help us, even if we gave her the apparent mercy of death. There was no negotiating that we were going to be able to do.
Let's not dwell on this now. What's done is done.
It's like trying to sell someone something that they already have 5 of.
hey, I mean, maybe if it was a really good product, I'd buy a 6. You never know. If I had the money.
Well, I understand all of your anger, but honestly, there's no point in dwelling on it now. She's dead, she's gone. And I can't raise her as a spirit. I can't ask her questions with my magic because, well, she was undead at one point, so... yeah.
Can we join in the investigation of her manor? Maybe that would at least glean something.
Certainly. Her manor is yours to explore, if you so wish.
You know, I'm just glad that you're so okay with this outcome, Van Bloom.
Yeah, I'll find out eventually. If it takes me a decade, it takes me a decade. I have time on my hands
yeah.
now.
Oh yeah, forget that. You know, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
used to be an old man.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Time
you
was
didn't
what
have
I
to say
ran
that.
out of. Now, that issue's gone. He smiles, kind of walks up to the charred corpse. You see him snap his fingers and it's gone.
Well, no need to cry over a slain fiend.
Yeah.
Well, I would have still liked answers. I'm sure she answered to someone else. Probably just a pawn. Hopefully just a pawn.
Well, at the very least, you can confirm with Zagran that she is in fact dead now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, your friend wanted him dead, right? Wanted her dead, right?
Yep, and we did it ourselves, I guess.
Your friend...
We came
A fellow Grey Warden did it.
Yeah, your fellow Grey Warden just murdered your target.
Mission accomplished.
Tell him to split half the funds that he receives.
Well, the message he sent back is, "Thank you, Lyra. I'm not splitting the funds."
Understandable. It's worth a shot anyways.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
I'm...
Well, Lyra, can I have the artifact back?
Oh yeah, it's all yours. Just toss it
Oh, yeah,
back.
okay.
It's nonchalantly just tossing it back.
Oh,
It passes between Vistal and Varus, and both of you look, oh.
Please don't
Alright.
do that. Please handle that with care.
Just don't just throw it, because my reflexes might come in and I might try to catch it by accident.
That would be pretty funny. You know, just to instinctually grab it. It'd be badass, though you might pull back a nub.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm very good at observing things, and if something comes flying by my face, I tend to either avoid it or try to grab it. Let's hope next time that happens, it's the first one.
Well, that was fun.
Next time the
So,
artifact gets tossed anywhere in your vicinity, roll a d2.
Well, let's hope not.
A new flaw has been activated.
Ooh.
Fetch instincts.
Okay. But he pulls out 2 items. One is what appears to be a bracer, and one is what appears to be a shield. 2 items that I can let all of you borrow. Remember, it's a borrow. You're on loan. I'll give it back after you're done with the dragon. And
No problem.
I do
Yep.
track these. So if you take
Oh.
them and you tell me that you lost it, I will know. If you burn it to a crisp and you somehow manage to destroy an incredibly dangerous or an incredibly powerful magical artifact, I would actually be more inclined to know about how you did it rather than why.
Well, you know, if there's anything that you should know about a couple of us, it's that we are individuals of science. So if there is a way, I'm just saying,
Well,
we might be able to
I only
find it.
know 2 ways of destroying magical artifacts, neither of which I'm going to divulge to you because apparently you'll try it. Neither of which I'm pretty sure is possible to any of you,
I would certainly hope not.
I think.
I think you just piqued his curiosity.
No.
I have an idea,
Impossible.
but I won't say it right now.
We're not
Don't
putting
try,
two bags
don't
together.
actively try and destroy these. These are mine. Please. If you want to try and
Oh
destroy
yeah, I
something,
forgot about that.
destroy something that's yours. I don't care. But if you do find a way to destroy it, tell me, and I'll tell you if it's one of the 2 ways, or if you found a secret 3rd way that I was not aware of. And at that point, I would be disappointed in myself.
Oh, okay.
If you're going to try to destroy something, try and destroy the doll. It
You
probably won't do
really-
anything by this point, but I don't know.
You really, really should not put the opportunity in front of us to try something new. Half of us will take it.
Oh, that's actually good. I like curious minds. Also, for your doll, I'm going to see if I can do some more research and dig up some more information on it.
I would
Maybe.
greatly appreciate that. I have found scant anything.
I think there's a possibility that we can commune with your spirit or spirits that are trapped within your doll. But it will be dangerous, and I need to find the exact reason and how and method to go about it. So,
Whatever it takes, just keep me up to date on it, I guess.
For sure. So here, he hands one of you the bracer of flame. It is a singular, beautifully crafted leather bracer that you can see set upon it a variety of red garnets or rubies. You're not entirely sure, but they're beautiful and they shine even in this kind of dull torchlight of this hallway that descended into the dungeon. He kind of presents it to all of you and says, okay, this is the bracer of flame. Bracer of flames, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. But essentially what it does is that it gives you resistances to fire and cold, as well as allowing you to cast certain spells that are related to fire. So,
Okay.
I'll give that to
Very
one of
useful.
you. He just hands it over. And
Oh.
this, he kind of brings up the shield.
If nobody else wants it, I'll take that. I could use more spells. Even if it's just for this.
And this is a shield that, well, essentially, you can control with your mind. It allows you to increase an ally's AC, armor class, protection, things. He's starting to shift into DM mode. It was a legendary shield owned by someone named Zabel, and they were well known to have protected their allies through meticulous magical control of their shield. So, I will give these 2 items to all of you to protect yourselves with and to ensure that you do not die while fighting said dragon. Once you're done with the dragon, or whenever you deem it sufficient, you can return these to me. They are on loan, and I will need them back eventually. For now, you can keep them.
Or it's definitely within the decade. She'll be fine.
Sure, that's fine. Though I'm not sure all of you will be around by the end of the decade. Not because I think you're weak or going to die of old age. Okay, well, the weak part is... I'm not going to expand on it. Let's go. So, what were all of you going to do?
Well, apparently Veyruun volunteered us for searching her manor.
Well, better than nothing. We just hit a dead end on the investigation.
That is true.
Maybe there's more secret hideouts, like the one we found.
It's possible we can, but it'd be difficult to search the entire city.
Maybe we could ask the
thank you,
guards
Rick.
to question people if they've seen any of the servants or whoever was disguising as a vampire spawn. Maybe
Oh god, I
they've
have fireball.
been around the
Okay.
city.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, it's fine if we ask the town guard to help us out.
You leave this basement dungeon. You leave Van Bloom to his own devices, and all of you, once more descend into the town proper to do some searching. So, what are all of you looking for? Who are you talking to? And what are you trying to do?
I'm thinking we could search the mansion, and then maybe we could ask the guards to question regular people. They've seen some of the individuals that are vampire spawn go to certain parts of the city, or they brought, people in and they never come back. Maybe there's like other feeding grounds. I don't know. Just like the other hidden place we found.
I suppose first things first, the mansion.
Yep, the mansion.
Alright. So all of you are descending down towards her mansion and attempting to investigate it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
How do we get this thing to give me an additional point to my AC?
You would have to edit the actual item itself.
Yeah.
You should be able to just drag and drop it into your sheet.
I did that.
I thought I had it so that it actually added an AC. Oh, I guess it did. That's fine. I'll
you-
do it on the one.
yeah,
in
you-
the- I'll do it on the one in the.
Okay. Okay. You also didn't have it set to require attunement.
It should require.
It says required. It says
I know,
required.
which is why I put it on there.
Oh, it's because they added a bunch of new options relating to attunement recently that I didn't have before this item was created. Armor class bonus? Add a 1. Okay, could you try and drag it onto your character sheet and see if that works?
Sure, let me just delete the one that I have on here already.
And you'll have
Yeah,
to
for the-
equip and attune it.
With the
Mhm.
shield, does anyone else want to use the shield? I think I'm the only one.
Okay, yeah,
that
give me the
uses
AC
one
bonus.
Nice.
normally.
It's up to you guys.
Well, I think Veyruin is literally the only. I think you're literally the only one who actually uses the shield.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Not the only one that can use the shield, but the only one that does.
Yeah, like someone else could use a shield if they want to, like, change up their playstyle.
I mean, you don't. The shield doesn't have to be necessarily equipped to use it, right? You can have it on your back.
I think you have to be holding it to get your AC bonus, but I think if it's on your back, you can use the reaction to throw it at someone.
Yeah. Also, the shield gives you a +4 to AC
Assuming you're holding it, yeah.
if you're using it.
I mean, if you're using it, you might as well give it to Viren so he gets the AC bonus.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm
Sure.
out of character. I can't use it because I can't even change my fighting style to use it, so.
Yeah, I could use it then.
Okay.
I'll just add cold and fire resistances for now.
Oh yeah. I didn't add those.
Yeah, it's fine. I just checked them on for myself.
Okay. But yeah, you how are you guys gonna find her mansion? You didn't ask where it was.
We'll ask. Let's ask a servant of the.
We would have.
Wait,
I imagine we would have asked Van Bloom before leaving.
Okay.
Hey, Van Bloom, come back. Come back.
Oh, right here.
Sure.
One more thing.
We could ask
One more thing.
That's a servant man. A man or servant. You put it?
Yeah. So you guys ask Van Bloom where the location of Lord Manor is, and you find out it's relatively easy to go to, mainly because it's relatively close to his mansion. In the area where you guys had previously passed, where there had been a series of mansions at the bottom of the steps, is where you find it. It's one of the larger and much more grandiose kind of ones. And honestly, it's beautiful if it wasn't for the fact that it was currently surrounded by guards. Yeah. It looks to be some sort of like two-story, almost Victorian style building. There's an iron wrought fence all around the entire exterior with these sharp spear-like tips at the top of them. You can see vines that have been purposely grown along the actual metal fence to, one, beautify it a little bit, and two, to kind of like hide the menacing nature of the top spear points. You can see the front gate is currently thrown open. The interior is really well taken care of, you're pretty sure. There's no guards in the interior at the moment, at least not in the actual garden, but you see, a few of them kind of wandering about, as well as what appears to be like just a small fountain on the inside of the garden, spouting a bit of water, though not much else can be seen from where you guys currently are. So, what do you guys do?
Wait, is there people standing guard outside?
Yes, there's like a dozen guards standing just outside of the building. Some of them are being quite vigilant. There's a few of them that are just leaning against the side of the metal fence.
Are they like town guards, or
Yeah.
are they like?
They're
Yeah, town guards or castle guard.
You recognize them as the actual city guard. So they're
Okay.
people of Melibas. And you're pretty sure that this is not normal, because none of the other mansions have guards. At least none that are visible and easily seen like this.
Well, we might as well make our way in.
Yeah, I can walk up to them.
You walk up to them, you see an older gentleman, probably late 50s, still quite fit and looking nice, like a very nice kind of like goatee, or I don't know what type of mustache this is, but it goes around the actual mustache and kind of drops down to the bottom.
Mutton chops?
Mutton chops are like these ones, aren't they?
Like a Fu Man?
Yeah, kind of, but it's like
Yeah.
actually on the face. As you kind of walk up, he stops all of you, longsword in hand. Stop right there. What are you trying to do?
Greetings. We
Yeah, I
received
don't care about your
permission
greetings. What do you want?
from Lord Van Bloom. Do not interrupt me.
I'm interrupting
We
you.
received.
Tell me what you want. Or leave.
Darcy's going to move Beirun out of the way. Sorry.
Nope.
Don't care about
Lord
your
Van Bloom.
apologies. Talk.
I'm trying to. Lord Van Bloom asked us and has allowed us to enter into the manor to assist with the investigation into Estella Van Grace.
Okay, where's the proof?
Did he give us papers?
He did give you like a small handwritten note.
Darcy will show it.
He takes a look at it. Takes a look back at you. Alright, you may proceed. Don't touch anything. Just look. Huh?
Can't just look.
You heard me.
No, we're even doing anything. We just
You
look.
heard me.
And we'll keep our hands to
Or
ourselves.
leave. It's up to you.
We'll follow the rules, sir. Don't worry. I'll keep us in line.
Good.
Darcy's already walked by. He's like, in his head, like, screw you. I'm just gonna touch everything.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Exactly.
But yeah, you guys kind of walk into the actual interior, and it feels like almost a little bit more gloomy in here for some reason, even though... Oh, okay. Now you realize that it is actually a little bit more gloomy. One, the effect that this kind of like vine wall that had been grown on the sides seems to be much stronger. It almost seems to block a little bit of sunlight, and you can definitely see that there's like this thin, almost veil that seems to cover the entirety of the estate that seems to almost dim the sun. And you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. At the very least, the effects of the sun. I'm not entirely sure if it actually changes anything. It doesn't seem like it's dark enough that it'll really matter, because the sun is still shining bright and it's still like kind of glaring into your eyes, but it's enough that you can look at the sun relatively comfortably. And then other than that, you glance around, there's the tiny little fountain that you had seen before you had made your way in, and a few kind of like chairs or pathways and things that are arranged in a decorative detail near the front of the actual building itself. But glancing at the building itself, you see a large singular door set within a marble frame. It's a beautiful like 2-story building, and you can see that there's bits of vines and vegetation growing off the side of it, and all of it seems to be proper and well kept and decently taken care of. However, you can see that the majority of the windows have like either their curtains or blinds kind of drawn. There's one that is actually open, and you can see that it's the room that seems to be attached to the balcony on the second floor above the actual entrance. Though aside from that, it looks like just a really fancy marble building.
Well, do we want to head inside and split up, or do we want to all stick together?
Let's just split
It's
up.
split up.
We can split up. We're not like in any immediate danger, so
Yeah.
Not currently, but this was also a vampire's home, so. Groups of 2?
it sounds good.
All of you wander
Okay.
into the actual building itself.
I'm gonna turn my brain on extra.
Okay.
I'm gonna the max.
As soon as all of you step in through the door, which is unlocked, all of you give me a perception check.
I've been rolling a D10 all the game, by the way. My bad.
It's all good, man. You gotta start rolling d20s, man. Surprisingly, Vestel is the only one who hears this and smells it. There's this faint scent of iron in the air. And kind of trying to trace where it comes from. It brings you to the side of the stairs where it's just a blank wall.
Okay, so there's that.
There might be something here. Is maybe
And-
blood.
Yep, as you kind of walk up to it, you see that the cabinet that is just slightly off to the side of it seems to have been shifted relatively often, or at the very least relatively recent, because you see a few small scratch marks on the ground where everything else on the floor just looks like polished wood. Like it shines, it kind of gives you your own reflections back up. But this area itself, there's a bit of scratching on the actual ground itself. But as you actually walk into the building, open the door, and Vestel kind of begins to point this out, the rest of you see what appears to be a giant set of stairs directly in front of you, about 30 or so feet back from the actual main entrance, that splits off to either side. You can see it goes up to the second floor, and then a set of balconies kind of come around back up to above where you currently stand. A set of rooms kind of go off to the left, a set of rooms go off to the right, and you can see that there's a few more set of stairs upstairs that probably lead to the higher building. The center point of this actual main entranceway, this main foyer, is what appears to be a rather large painting that is probably at least 5 feet wide by almost 10 feet tall. And it seems to be of Lady Estella, as well as what appears to be a human man just standing behind her with his arm kind of loosely draped over her shoulder. But yeah.
Would I know like who that person would be based on just the family records that I might have read when studying up on these people?
Give me a history check. Let's see if you know.
Nope.
Unfortunately, as you glance around in an attempt to kind of recall who this man might be, you have no idea. Honestly, he just looks like a generic, handsome man. Though his features are prominent and well-rounded, it's difficult for you to really place the face.
So, how are we doing this? Who's going where?
I'll check the study.
Well, first things first, you don't know where the study is. There are 2 doors that are to your immediate area that you can access. One directly to the left, one directly to your right. There's 2 set of doors that are underneath the stairs, like to the back left of the stairs and then the back right of the stairs. You also see an upstairs section where there seems to be at least 2 or 4 more doors upstairs.
Well, do we want to send a couple people upstairs, a couple people into whatever this hidden passageway is, and then I guess 2 more people just roaming about this floor?
I feel like I can.
Maybe I'll just check out the hidden passageway.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
there.
I feel like there's probably a high likelihood that what we're looking for is there.
Probably.
So are all of you checking out the hidden passage, or is it your group of 2?
Let's just all check it out first. We
I suppose if it's a hidden passage like that, it's the place that's bound to be trapped or have some magical bound guards down there, so might as well just hold on. I'll cast Detect Evil and Good and just look in that direction.
Okay. You cast the
Isn't it behind a wall?
open the
Well, I mean, it lasts for 10 minutes, so I can just kind of look around.
Oh, okay.
And have it, yeah. It's basically just a 10-minute version of, I don't know why it did the whole map. I can see everything!
Artemis, is the world good or evil?
It's all evil! It's awful!
But Artemis, you kind of cast out the spell, and you blink a little bit. Something begins to hit your nose, and you're like, Oh, that's not right. As you look around, you didn't realize it until now, but something feels very off. As you realize that, you kind of look back at the door, look back at the windows. All the windows are still shut, all the curtains are still shut, but you looking back at the door, none of you had shut it, but it's now closed behind you.
Oh, good heavens, that can't be good.
Well, at least we all went in together, right?
And glancing
We're a month
around-
late for this, Jake.
And,
You're a month late.
and glancing around at the actual building itself, you realize this entire area almost seems to be seeped with death and the smell of iron and sulfur.
Oh boy.
You know, guys, this is one of those good news, bad news things.
Where is the good news?
Well, the good news is that the spell works.
And the bad news?
The bad news would probably be, and I don't mean to alarm anyone, but I think this place is either cursed or desecrated, and the door closed. So two bad things, actually.
The door's closed?
Yes, I have my point over there.
As all of you glance back towards the actual entrance, you can see now that it is, in fact, closed completely.
You know,
I mean, big old houses are drafty, right?
Couldn't we just break the
You
door?
keep telling yourself that.
I think I will.
I'm just going to, don't mind me, I'm gonna use lay on hands and just give myself like 10.
Mm-hmm.
Can I attempt to go back to the door and try to open it?
Yeah, you walk over to the door, and as you kind of like grab the kind of handle, it doesn't budge.
Is it like a metal door, or
It seems to be just a wooden door. The handle is metal, and the
wooden door? You say?
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Well-
gonna try to bash it open.
Well, let's not go
You gonna try?
breaking it now.
I'm
Okay.
going to cast Detect Magic first and foremost.
Okay, as you kind of blink your eyes, Lyra, I need to know: are you gonna try and break through that door?
I kind of stop as they like say that we should
Okay.
consider things.
As you kind of take a pause, you glance over at Darcy, and you can see that Darcy, his eyes begin to light up. And Darcy, it's like staring at surfaces that just begin to reflect at you as your eyes are just like, ow. A lot of things are bright in here, and there seems to be almost an aura. I need all of you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Is this against charm?
This is not against charm. No, it's not against charm.
No.
Well, I'm definitely not making it.
That's not the one I wanted.
I thought you were going to use a d20 this time, Andy. Come on.
You know,
Not only did he not use a D20, he somehow stole mine.
I felt like I was doing too good in past sessions. I had to nerf myself.
Hmm.
As you're kind of sitting there, all of you are getting prepped, ready for something. Something happens. All of your companions disappear, and you find yourself alone in this room. Glancing around, there is no presence or evidence that they had ever been there. The handle at one point had jiggled a little bit when Lyra was still here, and Lyra, you still hold the handle in your hand, but glancing back, no one else is around. They're all gone. They just vanished.
Oh no.
Guys?
Hello?
Holy, peace and quiet.
Oh, please tell me I'm not stuck in a mansion's basement, filled with vampires, alone, with nothing to help me on my side but a creepy doll who probably wants to kill me.
Guys? Well, you know, I mean, at least I have you all.
Darcy just draws his fucking quarterstaff and actually no, he draws the fucking stake he had and just shillelaghs it.
Okay.
Okay.
And a shadow erupts from in front of you, Darcy. As you watch, from the ground comes forth what appears to be just a shadowy ghost. As they rise from the ground, you see the form that vaguely resembles Lady Estella as she goes for your throat. What do you do?
I stab her.
Okay. Make an attack roll. What's your lady? Okay. As you do this, Varus, you say, finally, some peace and quiet. And as soon as you do this, you kind of take a step, and something crunches underneath your foot, and you realize there's a tripwire here. What the fuck's a tripwire doing here in the middle of the hallway? As something sharp and blunt slams into your neck. And you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
No, it is
Wonderful.
Jake, it is piercing damage.
Oh, piercing damage, because it's a stake.
Because it's a stake.
Yes.
Not knowing any of this is going on, I think Vestal would probably take out her halberd and then use Rite of the Dawn.
Okay. And as you slice a bit of blood and drip it along your actual halberd itself, as it lights up in this radiant flame, you prepare yourself for the worst, and you see what appears to be a zombie having come out of the door on the right. As it steps towards you, you can see it begin to just jump. What do you do?
Is it jumping at me?
At you.
Probably just hit it.
Okay, make an attack roll. Ooh. Okay, let's see if...
Oof.
Ooh.
Oof.
Okay, as you swing forward with your halberd, it collides with nothing. The zombie's gone because it ducked underneath your halberd and now swings upward with its fist. And you can see it strike you in the actual throat. And you
Oh.
take 13 points of slashing damage.
Oh dear. By the way, Jake,
Mhm.
depending on what happened with the shadow of Estella when I stabbed it, Darcy might just be running down the hallway.
Okay. Darcy, you now see that the right door has opened for some reason, and you're like, oh, fuck this, I'm running, and you begin to sprint down that hallway. Lyra, you watch as all of your companions disappear, and in that brief moment you're like, what the fuck? Before you seem to get grabbed by the door. At one point you had been holding the handle, you had been the one who was grabbing onto it, and then now you look and you see this metallic steel grip that has now enveloped your entire arm that was grabbing the actual door handle, and you're like, oh shit, before what appears to be a blade itself just rams itself through the door at you. I don't think a 12 hits.
No.
Okay. The blade narrowly sails by your head, and you're like, oh shit. Oh shit. Vestel, I need you to give me another wisdom saving throw. And Lyra, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw as well.
This is at the exact same moment, right?
This is
But
about
this
the
is-
same moment, yes.
Okay, so I have a -3. What was it? Wisdom save?
Yeah,
What was it?
wisdom save. Oh. Vestel, as soon as your halberd crashes into the ground, you realize, and you kind of blink for a few moments.
At 20, let's go.
You realize that it was in fact not a zombie's hand that had slammed into your chin. It was the back of your own halberd that you had stuck into the ground, and it had knocked you on the bottom of your chin. You're like, oh shit. And as you're glancing around, you realize that your 5 companions are here still with you, except that they seem to be fighting their own demons. As you see Darcy had grabbed a stake, lit it up, and is currently in the midst of trying to kill Varus with it.
Well, so much for me thinking I actually ran off somewhere while in an illusion.
So here's the quick question, by the way, Jay.
Mhm.
Other people are bleeding, I assume.
They are.
How does that affect my whole thing if I can't really like?
You do still
Because they're
detect it.
there, but they're not.
You do
there.
detect it, and it
Okay.
influences you. So give me a save.
Cool. No problem. Yeah, that's a fail.
You bite Darcy. Give me an attack roll.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
How unfortunate. All right, well, here you go, Darcy. Oh well.
That is barely a hit.
Darcy, this shadow figure fights back, and as soon as you stab your stake into it, its body kind of warps around it, fluidly kind of changing shape before it wraps itself around your neck, and you take 6 points of piercing damage, and you can feel your own blood and life, like vitality, just drained from it. As Varus,
Thanks for the health back.
strangely, you see that none of your companions are around, and some sort of trap had gone off, but you feel compelled to bite something. And in your mind, you realize something's not quite right. Give me a wisdom save.
Cool. Thank God it's for a different effect.
16 is not
Yeah.
enough.
I figured.
As you bite into something, you realize that something comes into apparition in front of you, and you can see it to be some sort of vampire. A vampire woman, much older, and you can see that she actually was the one holding this long, thin, like, almost like a stake or sword or something that had been stabbed into you. You were like, oh, she was fucking invisible. And in your mind,
Which
you're like,
wouldn't
oh,
make sense to him. Because he would know.
Yeah. But that's for next turn. As Artemis, all your companions disappeared. What the fuck's going on? Do you summon your swords?
I'll kind of like look around because I still have detect good and evil on. So like, am I able to see anything out of the ordinary?
Yeah.
Because
you
like
can.
I can tell that like the area is desecrated, but like if anything were running at me, I'd be able to tell like, oh hey, that's an undead or whatever.
Yeah. You see like a veil that has kind of like come down over your entire face, and you realize something's not quite right, because there is an evil aura that is now sitting on my fucking face. And you see
Yeah,
it over all 5 of your companions as well, until your companions just like, their shapes and forms just vanish and disappear.
Intriguing. I'll kind of like look around. Because I don't imagine I hear anyone else, right?
No, you don't hear anything else.
And I kind of look around and just.
And in that moment, you see one of the armors that had been standing to the side of the actual entranceway steps off of its pedestal before turning around and just swinging a scimitar at you.
Okay.
Yeah. At the same time, Veyrun, you realize
Yeah.
all your companions are gone. What the fuck? Where do they go? What would you like to do first?
I'm gonna try and walk around and look for them.
Okay. And as soon as you take this first step, you realize, there's something in front of me. There's something here. As you reach out, you can feel your life force itself almost drain as you watch the tips of your fingers, the outstretched hand that you reach towards this aura, just kind of wrinkle and writhe. And as you pull back, and something just injured you.
Oh,
Your entire
What's that?
left hand is wrinkled, old, and you can see that it's almost been like drained of its blood.
I'm gonna try and cast spell magic on it.
Okay. You cast the spell magic on it. Roll me a ability check with your wisdom, I think it was, for clerics.
Yeah. Oh,
You cast the spell magic at it, and whatever it is doesn't seem to take a... Wait, what? Sorry, what level is the spell magic?
3.
3? Oh, what level is Detect Good and Evil?
First.
Detect Good and Evil is gone. As soon as this shadow comes over, as soon as this armor kind of swings itself towards you, Artemis, you realize... Ow, fuck. Ow. Sorry, that was Jake. I just moved and I fucking stubbed my toe.
Don't worry, I hit my knee on the corner or on the front of my desk all the time whenever I move.
Okay, no, I'm good. But as you as this thing swings towards you, you narrowly dodge out of the way, but you realize that your spell is gone.
And when it was active, he said I saw like what, a veil kind of over
Your
everyone
face.
for a moment,
Yep.
or over my face.
Before, like on your face and everyone else's
Yeah.
face, before everyone else disappeared.
Gotcha. And yeah, seeing that, and as I kind of like dodge, knowing that there's something, I guess, like, because Artemis isn't smart. This is an odd situation for me. I'm gonna roll me an int check just to see.
Sure. It's not bad.
Yeah, I'll kind of, as I dodge out of the way and kind of assuming that there is some effect that is affecting me specifically, as opposed to just teleporting myself or everyone else away, I'll just like kind of stop, and take like a deep breath in, and just try and like, for a brief moment, silence everything that I can hear right now. Just to try and, I guess, almost will myself out of this, or I don't know, just exert my own force of will over it.
Okay, give me a wisdom saving throw. And as soon as you try, unfortunately, it doesn't take. And Veyroon, as you shoot your spell towards it, it doesn't do anything. And in fact, this entity, this something, comes closer, and you feel it shift towards you, and you're like, oh shit, as you take, oh my god, 12 points of psychic damage.
Oh,
But to you, it's force damage.
okay. Well, I'm gonna have to blast it back. I'm starting to freak out. I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt on it.
You see the vague shape of what appears to be like a man or a woman? You're not entirely sure. And you blast forwards. Before Artemis, you see the massive weapon, the greatsword that this knight is wielding, steps forward before it stabs towards you, and you manage to just narrowly dodge out of the way. As behind you, the wall just erupts in this force that hits it. And everyone, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
I kind of dodge out of the way, and it's like, you know, having that trick I used earlier would have been a really neat thing to have right now.
Oh fuck!
Does my nat 20 from last time do anything?
Oh, you don't need to make one.
At 20, let's go.
I still need one from Varus.
I know, one sec. I got a stat sheet I gotta update.
No, that's all good. It's all good. I appreciate you for updating the stat sheets. Oh, okay. And as time kind of comes into a weird standstill, Lyra, something is wrong. This isn't right. Darcy, you realize this doesn't make any sense. Artemis, you're like, there's no fucking way this is real. And Varus, no. Where did this woman come from? No. This was where Darcy was standing literally seconds ago.
Wait a second, I recognize those fangs.
And all of you kind of like, whatever effect that took over you has now been dispelled as you realize all of your companions are still around you and you've been attacking them. Or they've been attacking each other or themselves. And something has gone wrong. Except for
Varus's neck.
Yeah. You see your stake is in Varus's neck, and Varus is like biting down on your shoulder.
You know,
I would prefer the piece of wood out of my neck, please.
Likewise with the teeth, please.
Both of you drop.
Yeah, I back up.
But Faerun, unfortunately, you glance around, and all of a sudden, you see the spirits of your friends come back from the dead, as if they've been killed and revived, and you now see these dark ghosts, these figures come out of the ground, as all 5 of them swing a weapon towards you.
Oh no.
Okay. I'm like, be gone.
Someone restrain him, please.
Does something
try
to it?
No.
He now has a +4 shield.
Yeah.
So I don't think so.
As it swings towards you, you're like, oh shit! As you bring up Zabel's shield, whatever attack that was going to be aimed towards you goes and slams against the shield, and you can feel your arm reverberate from the impact. You're like, ow, ow. But you're pretty sure you're okay. Though glancing up, the 5 people that would have been here are no longer here. Even their ghosts are gone, and you now stand alone in the foyer. As the rest of you watch, as Faerun actually disappears. Or so you think.
Detect magic?
Yeah. Detect magic, though it is still a little bit blinding, you can kind of make out the vague shapes of your friends who are not there, or who are present and not completely made of magic, and you realize that the spot where Faerun was has just been affected by some sort of magic.
Does it look like
As it
it's transmute? It's conjuration. That's teleportation magic. Yeah.
Yep. And
Does it look like
focusing on it,
conjuration?
the remains of it. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
It looks to be. No, unfortunately, you didn't catch it in time as it just kind of dispersed in front of you. You couldn't
Oh.
focus on the color.
Faerun is actually gone. Giving me a migraine.
As your actual eyes kind of come back into normal focus, you do see that Faerun is, in fact, gone. But the rest of you find yourselves standing around in the foyer. Though there's this now dark, almost oppressive atmosphere to the entire area around you.
Well,
What just happened?
I suppose we are not. Well, we need to find him, obviously, or whatever's causing this, and I imagine it's probably past the lovely hidden wall that one of our people managed to find.
Yeah, so we should probably start moving.
Wait, so are we in the actual like foyer? We're past the hidden door that we found. Yes.
No, you haven't gone up to it. Oh, sorry, one person has gone up to it, but the rest of you haven't even gotten close.
Okay.
Can I see if it's got any kind of It's not open already, right?
No,
It's just-
it's
okay.
just a wall to you right now.
Can I check her traps?
Yes, you can. Give me an investigation check.
Stop taking my job.
Varys, get over here.
If only we had the great spell known as Detect Traps.
Fuck off.
Oh no, we don't have it.
My hate for that spell will never be cleansed.
What do you mean?
I'll walk over and I'll
Like
also
crap.
check for anything that might be out of the ordinary along this wall or this table.
Give me.
I still
an
love how
investigation.
we. I still love how we. The
that's
only time we
lovely.
actually read up on the spell of Bind Trap was in a fucking one shot years ago, and
Yeah,
your
'cause
hate
Jake-
for it. Your hate for it has not gone away since then.
Because Jake had the spell. He was like, "I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast Find Traps." I was like, "Oh, let me
It
look
was
what
in
this
fucking
does."
Richard's game. So
Man.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was useless.
Well, it was useless
No,
anyway.
we found it on a one shot that you were running, Jake.
Was it
Oh,
I?
right. It was the
No.
storm
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
it might have
right.
been Kay then.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Oh my god, it was that other game.
It might have been Kay that had that spell then.
I used the spell and just like, yeah, there's traps. And I was like, great.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, there's traps. Yeah. I mean, there's generally a few traps. You get the amount of traps, but, you know, where are they?
And not where they are.
What kind? Do I know what kind they are? No.
No.
Do I know where they are? No. Do I
Actually,
know
no.
how
You
to
do have
disarm
the
them?
you do have the vague function of them described to you by the spell. That's it.
And all of you can give
A
me
12.
Yeah. The two of you walk up to the wall, and then unfortunately, you don't even know how to open it. If you knew how to open it, you could probably tell if there was traps. But at
The
this
door's
moment,
made of wood, yeah.
no, it's just a wall.
It's a wall.
It's a wall. Yeah, you're looking.
Is the
at
wall
this-
made of wood?
You're not sure. It could be plaster. It could be wood. It could be bricks underneath this, like, you know, panel.
I'm gonna go up and check it.
Okay, you knock on it. It's made of wood.
Okay then. So I have special fucking things thanks to woodcarver's tools.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check.
Question for you guys. You think I can... These are like yellow, green, and blue. Should I color them white or black?
I think the white looks nice.
I was gonna say, I think the white looks fine.
It looks like it already has white on it, right?
It does. These ones do, but I can't tell if they're like noticeable enough. Okay, I have to turn off the blur.
Yeah, I was about to say it's blurring it
I
whenever
think-
you
I
hold
think
it
the white
up.
is fine, yeah.
Okay, ignore my messy space. My crafting area, okay.
They're good.
It's like got white on it, but I could paint it black instead. I don't know if it's noticeable enough.
You look fine with the blur, but black might be better.
Okay, maybe I'll try it.
It's hard to say
Okay.
without seeing it with the black, I guess.
I
Yeah.
think if I held it far away from my face, I can't read the numbers, so I'll do black.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's what I was
like
about to
half
say,
the
I can't
dice
really-
anyways. Like, none of them are really that readable. You guys want to see these new metal dice I got?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I see nothing.
They're so small.
They are very small. You can see the, like, my hand encompasses the entire thing. My dice jail fits all of them. Literally, all of them fit inside this little thing.
Very nice.
What were we on? We were...
So, shall we get back to Kay's death?
Yes.
Right.
Uh,
I was investigating the door for myself.
sure. What were you trying to do?
Basically just trying to find any like give in the wall that might indicate where hinges or where there might be a seam somewhere.
Okay. Give me an investigation check with
Woodcarver's
with
tools.
your woodcarver's tools.
Let me see details. Let's swap this over to intelligence.
Kind of glancing at the actual wall itself, and you kind of slowly. You determine that there are 3 seams that you're pretty sure are there. But looking at the actual wall itself, it's completely seamless. The transition between the actual door and the actual wall. There's nothing there.
Whoever made this is really good.
Can you open it?
I mean, I can try. Darcy's going to try taking his tools to try and take advantage of those seams and maybe try and get it to open up a little bit so we can at least identify how it's supposed to open up.
Okay. Give me a woodcarver's tools with dexterity.
Yeah, sure.
Honestly, with relatively little issue. You take a chisel and a small hammer and you kind of hammer out the entirety of the actual seam of the thing itself. After a little bit of investigation, you peel off some of the kind of paneling that's hiding the actual door itself, and you realize that, oh, this tiny portion of this door, of this wall, is actually fake, and there was a button that is on the door itself that you would have had to press and kind of like reach a single finger into to press. You would have never found it, but now you have. And you kind of see that there was a surface level illusion on top of it that you kind of like press, and the entire door shifts its weight, and the entire thing goes and falls about 5 feet, and underneath you see what appears to be a tunnel. And as soon as this door falls, I need all of you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Why though?
I found my D20.
Sorry, for those who do not need to breathe, you have advantage.
Oh,
I knew it was a smell thing.
Oh, let's go.
Darcy just goes, "Hey, there we go."
Yep. But as soon as the door kind of slides...
Could there ever be a deck save?
Lyra, I need you to give me one as well.
Oh boy.
You don't have advantage. Oh. As soon as the door...
I rolled a one. Fuck.
Damn it.
Fuck, I lost my train of thought. As soon as the door opens...
Of course they don't have Veyruin in the Far Scribe. Fuck!
When the door opens, Darcy, Varus, and Lyra, the 3 of you immediately get like hit by this wave of this smell, and you realize, oh god. Though you don't need to breathe, Varus, just the presence of it seems to almost seep into your skin, into your bones, into your very essence itself, and all 3 of you take 15 points of poison damage. For those of you who succeeded, Artemis and Vestel, you take half. And at the same time, the house shifts. It changes. And all of a sudden, all of you realize that whatever visual illusion was holding this building up is now gone. The interior had been beautifully decorated, the floor flawlessly polished, the marble stain or perfectly without stains. And now all of that disappears. And in front of you, you see 6 guards, 4 of them torn to pieces, and the other 2 guards having stabbed one another in the face.
Oh.
You also see what appears to be that the entire ground itself is covered with this very thin layer of just blood or mucus or something. And it's not quite right. And you realize your entire bodies are also covered with this substance. And it's
Oh,
gross, to say the very least.
Ew. Artemis, do the thing. Get this off. Oh god. Oh.
I don't think I can. It doesn't work.
Oh.
As Lyra, Darcy, and Varus kind of add to the smells, as all three of them were just like, bleh, either puking or on the verge of. And the rest of you all watch as Lyra completely freezes up. Her vision goes stock still, and you can see her face freeze in this mask of horror, as she seems to be hyper-focused on the 6 corpses of the guards.
What's up, Laura?
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Please. She just kind of mutters like incomprehensibly.
Didn't do what? What do you? We know you didn't do this.
She just keeps repeating the same thing.
And you can see that she seems to be completely lost in her own world, as she almost like stumbles and falls against the cabinet behind you, of which you now realize that the cabinet behind you seems to have been made of bones. And kind of glancing over it, you're like, oh, that's a human femur.
This place is a house of horrors. Did someone get Lyra out of here?
As you glance up at the actual giant painting that had taken up the top of the stairs, you now realize that it is much more sinister than it had been previously. Instead of 2 figures, there is instead just 1 figure, and it is Lady Estella. And you can see she stands with her arms kind of open and upwards like this. This fountain of blood seems to be actively dripping over her entire body. And you can see just hundreds of skulls all around the bottom of the painting. I need all of you to give me an intelligence saving throw.
Ah, shit.
Not that. Anything but that.
Except for Varen.
Ah!
Obviously, 'cause he's not here.
You have a +5 to my intelligence save? Oh.
Oh no!
What are these rolls?
Hold up, I gotta do it. Hold up.
Oh
I
man.
rolled a 1. Fuck.
There we go. Alright, intelligence save, here we go. Woohoo!
Okay. Well,
Oh yeah,
Varus,
rogues get intelligence saves.
you succeeded. Everybody else failed.
Sucks.
No.
Varus, you watch as
You
everybody
don't
else.
say.
You watch as everybody else essentially falls into a very similar state to Lyra, and all of them kind of collapse onto their knees and fall sideways into the actual pool of mucus or blood.
Oh.
Oh,
And then all of them disappear.
son of a bitch!
Damn it!
And then I'm back to peace and quiet, I suppose.
Back to peace and quiet.
How long until the next full moon?
You got a couple of days.
Fuck.
I don't know where they went.
No.
I got no idea where they went.
However, glancing forward, you see that the path is still laid open for you.
Yeah, they fucking walked down it. Fuck it, I don't know where they went.
Okay.
I'll search this entire house for them.
What a great friend.
That'd take too much time.
As you're kind of walking forward down this slight slope, you can see that it's just natural stone to either side, and it's a very slippery because it's at an angle down, and you can see that the blood and mucus that have been gathering on the first floor is coming along for the ride. As
I walk on the wall.
yeah, the wall is not slippery at all, but you can see that the ground would have been slippery and kind of gross, to say the very least. But just give me a wisdom saving throw.
Son of a bitch. I mean, intelligence is I could do. Wisdom, not so much.
Not until what is it, like 16th or
Like
15th level?
Like 12th. Well, you know. Let's see what happens. Oh, let's
Hey!
go!
You are not frightened as you go down this kind of downward slope. And you arrive in what can only be described as a torture chamber. You see various different sets of tools and kind of beds and apparati, I don't know, that are just sitting across this entire room. A lot of it seems to be for operations. You see various different bits of these jars full of viscera, body parts, preserved, many of them, and many of them are labeled. There's a name, there's an age, there's a sex, there's a where they were killed, and there's the actual body part that was labeled. And you see, at the very least, hundreds of different victims, just kind of within this basement alone, stored in various jars. And you don't know if it was for science, if it was as trophies, or if it was as food. It just doesn't make sense to you. Give me a history check.
Yeah, well, you know,
Play the thing.
it comes and goes.
Unfortunately, glancing at these names, at these people, at these jars, it's impossible to really distinguish one from another. You can see the body parts, you can see how it might have belonged to a person, but there's no signs of the rest of the person. But the area is surprisingly clean, even with this blood and mucus that seems to be flowing down from the higher levels. You see that there's a small grate at the entrance of this room that seems to catch it, as it just drips and eventually slows down. But there's nothing else to see in this room. There is, however, two doors.
I'm eating Spanish chocolate to make myself feel better.
There are, however, what appears to be two singular doors that lead out of this room, aside from the entrance.
Can I guess, technically put my ear up against both of them, but just make a general perception check to see if I can't hear any of these fuckers?
Sure, give me a perception check.
Ah, lovely. A 2. Next level, a 3. And it'll keep going up until I get a 20.
Unfortunately, glancing around the room itself, looking through, or trying to put your ear up against the actual wooden doors, there is very little sound that you can catch other than the drip, drip, drip sound that seems to be coming from the blood dripping into the room.
Well, heads I go left, tails I go right. Left it is.
Alright. And as you try the left door, it just opens. Kind of grabbing the handle, you twist it, and the door pushes open. On the other side is what you can only describe as, well, it's an interesting scene, to say the very least. You see giant vials, clear glass containers, just full of blood, that line an entire shelf on your left, and it descends pretty far. This room is at least 40-50 feet deep, and all of these shelves are just filled with containers of blood. And though you had been satiated for today, I need a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Weird room.
That's a fail.
It might be about time to call it quits and just become Umbrian chicken farmers.
Yeah, you're gonna become a tavern owner in Umber again. You guys gonna try that venture? Oh no, that's a reference to something they tried last time in Umber.
Yeah, because the economy was so fucked. Man was a madman to think I'd fuck with that.
But yeah, immediately, Vardas, you smash open the closest jar to you and just let portions of this blood dribble into your mouth. And you feel good. You feel strong. You feel powerful.
And
As you kneel there, the sense of guilt also washes over you, but no sense crying over spilt blood.
I was expecting you to say, you feel strong, you feel powerful, you feel sick. This blood has been sitting here for months.
No, it is fresh.
Oh.
You can see that that there is some sort of weird type of apparatus that's attached to it. And you can see blood is being moved around. It seems to go through this set of tubes that go up to the ceiling and further into the actual room itself before it turns a corner and you can no longer see where it goes.
Well, I suppose if I am sated, I will then go back and try to take the door on the right.
Okay. And you kind of walk over to the other side. You look down, realize your just entire front is covered in blood. Before looking up at the door, this door is locked, surprisingly. And you don't even see a keyhole. Instead, you see what appears to be a small stone that is embedded in the center of the actual door itself that seems to glow ever so slightly every time you try the door.
Well, I think he's just gonna take a little bit of the blood off his shirt that he's definitely got on there and press it to the door and see if that works, or press it to the stone. See if that works.
Okay. And as you do, nothing seems to happen.
Okay. Well, I am not magical. This is a shame. He tries to stab the door. He tries to stab the rock. Who am I kidding?
Okay. As you attempt to stab the door and the rock, it inflicts extremely minimal damage against the rock. And against the door, it doesn't even hit the door proper. It doesn't embed itself like you expected your weapon to. It just bounces off of the actual door itself.
Well, that is annoying. Is there anything aside from it glowing that I can see on this rock?
On this rock, you do see kind of like brushing off the blood that you had put on there. It's not that the rock itself is glowing. Now that you're getting a little bit of a closer look, you realize that it's a rune upon the rock that seems to be glowing. It vaguely resembles the shape of a lock.
Can I... I've got no background in magic, but can I try a wild arcana check? You never know, right? That's not bad.
That's not bad. You glance over at it, you realize you would be completely incapable of breaking into it because this is magically locked, and you're not magically talented enough to break it open.
Alright, well, I did not find them down here.
Better hope we're in some of the other rooms of the manor.
Yeah.
No. There was a set of tubes that followed that. The room didn't end. So, like, you could go around if you wanted to. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, fuck it. I exit this room, go back to the other one, and follow the tubes.
Alright. And as you follow the tubes, you begin to hear this kind of like almost this heartbeat. And you hear,
I will start to slowly walk and just quiet myself, or try to at least, to the best of my ability.
You do not want to hear something that sounds like a heartbeat down in a
AKA,
fucking basement.
I want to hide and move quietly.
Give me a stealth check. Okay. You kind of press yourself against the wall and try and slow your movement, slow everything down, your steps. You stop your breathing and you begin to just go as slowly as you possibly can, but still making good progress. And eventually you round the corner and kind of just peeking one of your eyes across the edges of the corner, you see something that's a little baffling for a brief moment, until this weird, almost crimson light, as your eyes slowly adjust to this like weird crimson light that seems to be permeating the entire space, you realize this is a large circular chamber with, on the other back end of it, what appears to be a large kind of test tube. It would be the best way to describe it, but instead of it being an actual test tube, you see a woman that really looks very similar to Vestel.
Oh man.
And you see on the
In the test tube?
in like, it's like one of those sci-fi vats where people are just like floating.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Okay.
Yeah. You could see
Yay, clone vats.
that all of the tubes and the metal piping and all of this seems to be leading to the top of this. The liquid that is inside is clear, but you can see small clear tubes going to this person, just kind of feeding to the side of their necks, to the side of their actual bodies itself. And like, she is terrifying to look at, one. And two, you also spot your friends, who are currently completely unconscious in a cage on the back right corner, where you can see that all 5 of them are currently naked in said cage, and their equipment is nowhere to be seen.
What we did this?
There anyone else in this room?
As of this current moment, you don't see anyone else.
Can I make a perception check to try to hear anyone else?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Wait, so there's 5 people in the cage. That means Vestel's in the cage, right?
Yeah, Vestel is in the cage.
Okay.
You can see Vestel. She is in the cage. Taking a brief moment to kind of like close your eyes and focus your senses to try and listen, you hear this dense heartbeat, this that seems to permeate the entire space. And glancing forward, you realize it comes from this large, circular, almost like ball-like metal machine that is sitting behind this woman, and that seems to be pumping the blood in and out. Into her, you think? Or out? You're not entirely sure. It's difficult to tell. But there seems to be no other sounds. It's just industrial steam hissing, and every once in a while the heartbeat.
Okay. I think he's, to the best of his ability, going to try to maintain his stealth and walk around the room as far away from anything he possibly can get, trying to make his way towards the cage.
Alright. As soon as you step into the room, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Son of a bitch. Here we go, guys. Yep.
You have your heroic?
No, I used it to hide earlier, a long time ago.
Oh.
Remember Black Blur? Yeah.
As
Right,
you
yeah.
Yeah. As you step into the actual room itself, your foot kind of seems to crush a threshold. And in that brief moment, you realize, oh shit. As your vision goes black, your knees kind of buckle in front of you, and you collapse face first onto the ground. And that is where we'll end this session today.
No.
Do we
I got
not?
so far.
We're so fucking dead.
This is supposed to be a simple investigation.
It is a little short, but that should be fine.
I got so far.
I legit thought it was just a normal